Hey guys, Deplorable Deb. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. When something bothers me, I gotta speak up about it. I heard President Trump's take on the Texas shooting. Now, I totally disagree with our president, and I'm gonna tell you why. When he called this shooting not terrorists, which, okay, he wants to say that, meaning terrorists of ISIS, but he called it mental health. Now, I got to tell you what I feel. I'm sure people are going to get angry, whatever. Hey, do what you want. My page, I'm going to say what I feel. This whole thing with the shooter, yeah, now they're plastering all over the news that there was some domestic problem with him relating to his ex-mother-in-law. And that's why he went ahead and went to this church. Okay, you know what? Then if that was the case, then why did he put on a black mask and disguise himself? See, what I'm trying to get my point out here is, you know what? Yes, we have people that got mental health issues. But you know something? Let's go back now. Let's go back to the baseball shooting of Steve Scalise, okay? What happened that day? If you look at the history of that guy, he was a Bernie supporter. If you go back years, you will see pictures of him protesting. And the signs that he held up was the same sayings on them that the mainstream media used to spew out against Republicans. Now, we also have the shooting in Las Vegas that I still want to know, how come I never got an answer of the shooter who happened to be at a against Trump rally? Never heard of that anymore. See what I mean? Now what's getting me, let's not forget something. Right now, the past couple of weeks, all we've been having is Antifa crap all over the internet. See what I mean? All over the internet. There is a reason that they don't want to connect the dots here. And that's what's bothering me. That's what's bothering me, that they should be connecting the dots. Yes, connect the dots from what we heard and what was coming out yesterday, because this is what happens when they take their time to look at or even say who the person is. Everything of the person is taken down on Facebook. This is, to me, this is a disgrace. This is a disgrace that's putting more people in jeopardy if they just don't come out and say what was really on his Facebook page. Okay, Antifa stuff. He's over there posting the pictures of him with a gun. That's what's bothering me. We can't turn around every time something happens like this and say it's mental health. This is not mental health. What happened here? This is what happens when for the past 2 years, we have a mainstream media that all they do is put out bullshit on our president. They also continue to show all the Antifa protests. They continue to show those protests as if they're good, instead of showing when there are people that are supporting the president. You don't see those rallies. So understand something. When you have a person that's deranged like this guy, and supposedly there have been things with him on his website coming out, okay, about Antifa with him, what happens here is they get so outraged, especially now. Isn't this a coincidence now that Saturday was supposed to be the big hit from Antifa to go out and kill white people or do this or try to get President Trump out of the White House and Vice President Pence, and also to take down and start hurting anybody that was in uniform? Then all of a sudden, that really didn't happen, guys. That didn't happen on Saturday. So what happens on Sunday? Plus, I don't understand something. If this was an attack against his mother-in-law or defense, then why put a mask on? See? Why put a mask on? Why hide your identity? And also, we have to realize something. Now they're harping on the gun control. Well, let me tell you something. Thank God for the gun control, because it was 2 citizens that took him down. Not the police, not first responders. So you know what? I'm not in agreement with President Trump or anybody on the news today that this is a mental health issue with him. Far as I'm concerned, there is probably going to be more attacks like this. If you go on, and yesterday, there was actually people that were able to catch comments of him being on some site where some other nut wrote, well, it's time to hit conservative churches. I hope nobody else is buying this bullshit, and this is what we're going to hear, but it ain't passing the muster with me. It's not passing it. And I'm a little bit disappointed in President Trump, because I think what he's hearing is from what people are telling him. This is too coincidental that there was a big outrage. And you know what gets me? Is everything is put on Facebook as it's okay with this group. They do a GoFundMe, account. So they raise money. What are they doing with that money? Buying equipment, buying guns, who knows? And here's another thing. They want to keep up, the liberals want to keep up, or right now they go to politicize this and say it's gun control and we need more control. Let me tell you something. He got out from the Marines on a dishonorable discharge that says right there he cannot own any guns. And if it's true that he was put in jail for the domestic violence, more. So let me tell you something. This is not about gun control. This is about CNN, MSNBC, ABC, for the spewing of the hate of our president and this country, and always politicizing, like even when the statues come down, okay? They keep it up with that. The message I'm trying to put out there, if there is anybody out there that wants to do harm and is buying the liberals and the Democrats bullshit, guess what's going to happen? They're going to think it's okay, guys. They're going to think it's okay to do something like this. I don't buy it. I don't buy that he just went there because of his mother-in-law. Let me tell you something. If those 2 civilians didn't stop him, he was headed. He wanted to continue. He was headed somewhere else. So wake up. Wake up, guys. Don't believe this crap that they're going to put out now. And if Hannity puts that out, I'm going to be very disappointed in him too. Because until we come out with the truth, or they come out with the truth that this was solely based on a lot of what CNN puts out there, MSN, mainstream media, they're the culprits. They're the ones that have blood on their hands for allowing this to happen, for putting out the hate. Like I said, if you go back and look at the shooter that went to the baseball field, look at his history. Look at when he was out there protesting. He literally had signs. The same signs that was repeated on the mainstream media that he was holding up. Yes, this is how I feel. I feel all of this is put out there, or like the New York Times putting out a whole ad for Antifa as if it's beautiful. As if only their protesters and marches are right, but nothing to support a march or a unity march or a religious march for unity and peace that so many of that has gone. You didn't see the New York Times when we had the unity marches or the Magna March, okay? Or the mother of all marches that happened on September 16th, right? We didn't see them advertising for that, for people to join in. But no, what do? They get paid to put an ad like that. That's why I'm telling you, it's the mainstream media, New York Times, and these newspapers that are edging this on. And if they don't stop, if they do not stop, there is going to be more. There's going to be more because we have people out there. You got these people that are out there thinking this is going to be okay to join Antifa and do this. This is what's sad. I'm sad today about this, that they want to call this a mental freaking issue. Up my ass. And no, I don't agree with President Trump on this, because we have to start calling it out for what it is. I don't care what these people are saying about a domestic problem he had. Then more people should have been watching him, and more should have seen where he was going, and more people should have reported him on Facebook when he was putting pictures out there. And go on there and see what they were printing, that his main news site was CNN. Understand something, guys. CNN, ABC, MSNBC, they're promoting this. They're promoting that Antifa has a right to do the things that they're doing. I'm sorry, wrong. Anybody that walks around with a mask on is a terrorist, and that's what they should be labeled.